Good evening, everyone. I hope I'm audible.
Yes,
Thank you. Thank you. So once again, welcome to this training series for parents, webinar series on autism lifespan support. So I think time is already 2, 3 minutes above. Let's begin now. There are some more participants who are still joining, but we can start. So far, we have discussed in previous two sessions. Session one was understanding autism spectrum disorder from early signs to diagnosis. And the session two was on understanding the brain and behavior in autism. Now, today the topic is early childhood, 0 to 5 years, building foundations. So how should we support as parent in 0 to 5 years? We need to understand how children learn and how we can contribute to their learning. Which all areas are there where we need to support these children? So I am Dr. Alok Arora, the clinical psychologist and director with JKP Care Foundation. This series of autism lifespan support is being conducted by JKP Care Foundation, which is a registered NGO in Mumbai, India, and working globally for awareness and support system for autism. So let's begin with our session now. I'll start with a few slides. Uh, there's a lot to talk about today, but we'll have to wind up as for the given time frame. And post completion of these slide, the presentation, we will have the question answer session. So where you all can ask your questions, queries, and I'll be happy to assist you. So autism support, 0 to 5 years of age. So today's session focuses on how we can understand and support young children, 0 to 5 years, who show signs of autism or are already diagnosed with autism. Early years are extremely powerful. We have seen in previous session also, like how the brain develops and how it impacts the learning and behavior. So early years are very extremely powerful because the brain is rapidly growing, forming neural connections, and is highly responsive to intervention. The goal of today's talk is simple: to help you understand what to look for, what to do, and how to support your child every single day at home. So, autism, as we know, autism is a neurodevelopmental condition, affects communication, social skills, and behavior, wide spectrum. Every child is unique. So, every child displays different, you know, strength and challenges in autism. People who have missed previous two sessions, I would share the uh, WhatsApp group link. We have created a WhatsApp group for parents for this webinar series. So I'll share in the chat box towards the end of my session. So you can join that WhatsApp group, and the coordinator there will be happy to assist you. They can send you the recordings of previous two sessions, because this is the third session in continuation of last two Sundays, what we have covered. So early signs, we already know, we have already covered: limited eye contact, delayed babbling, reduced response to name, repetitive movements, 0 to 2 years, we see these signs. Understanding autism in early childhood. So in early childhood, children may maintain less eye contact, not respond to their name, prefer playing aloof, alone, have delayed speech, repetitive behaviors like hand clapping, spinning, lining up toys, playing with part of the toy, specifically with the wheels or rotating objects. Show sensory reactions, covering ears, avoiding touch, or staring at spinning objects, or have feeding, sleeping, or routine related challenges. So we need to support the child in each area. The properties of early childhood are building attention. At early childhood, children are building attention, early communication support, parent-child bonding, and sensory regulation. These are the major properties where we need to work on. So, importance of early intervention. What is the importance? We have seen in last session also, since the brain is developing at a very rapid growth, 0 to 1 year, almost 50%, and 1 to 5 years. By the end of 5 years, almost 90% of brain development takes place. And the neuroplasticity is very high at that stage. So learning is very fast. New neural connections, millions of neural connections are being built every second. Child is learning from environment, from experience, from what play or from imitation. So today we will look into each area, which all areas child is learning from and how we can contribute to that. So it builds neural pathways, improves communication, reduces behavioral challenges, and enhances long-term outcomes. Why early intervention matters is the brain between 0 to 5 years is incredibly plastic. Early intervention can improve communication, reduce challenging behavior, strengthen social skills, improve attention and learning, support independence in daily routine, and reduce long-term support needs. So the earlier we begin, the better is outcome. We don't have to wait for the child to be diagnosed with autism. We don't have to wait for the formal diagnosis, which is usually done from 24 months to 30 months, like 2.5 years, or nearly at the age of 2 to 2.5 years. So we don't have to wait for a formal diagnosis. We see the early signs of autism, we start working. As a parent, you can start working, you can include the therapist also wherever it is required. Early intervention gives us the long-term results. So the core areas to support, which all area we need to support the child. Usually, I have seen parents who come to me, they're more concerned about speech and language. They just feel that, oh, just because child is not able to speak, all of this behavior is there, all of the challenges are there. And they just want to work on speech and language. That is the first area because that is very visible and that is hampering the communication between parent and the child. So parent feel that we need to support the child on the speech and language only. But whereas support for each area is required, not only speech and language, equal support for each domain. So communication development, that is speech, language, communication, social interaction skills, behavior management, sensory regulation, daily living skills, ADLs. Yes, ADL starts from zero. From the day zero, we need to start supporting the child and play skills. So we need to teach, we need to work in the each area um, to support to the child. So communication development, focus on, as a parent, you need to focus on building eye contact naturally, 0 to 5 years I'm talking to, encouraging pointing, showing, requesting, gesture communication, signs, picture communication. You can exchange picture cards, you can show the pictures, naming objects and actions, modeling simple words. You can model, you can speak those words and simple words, one word to start with. Creating communication opportunities in the environment. We know the environment now. Last session we have discussed. Child environment is physical space plus people around. So wherever child is at home, then grandparents, parents, family members, neighbors, and the physical setting at home together make the environment. So we need to create communication opportunities in the environment. We need to place the environment in a way that child has to come and communicate. Always follow, connect, communicate, expect. So first is to connect with the child, then communicate. So have an eye contact or connect physically, be present with the child, and then communicate to the child through gesture, through verbal, whatever way child is comfortable, whatever is the age accordingly, and then expand that communication. So you start with word, then go for 2 words, 3 words, and then questions. Give opportunities to interact. Like child wants water. Child communicates to you, I want water. By saying water, by showing you a tumbler that I want water. Now you need to create opportunity in the environment by giving more options to the child. One strategy is you just child is in need of water, you just fill a glass of water and give to the child drinks. And the second strategy is you give 2 glasses of water. One is cold water, one is warm water. And expand the communication that you want cold water, you want warm. Let the child touch, feel, taste, and decide. So that helps child, even though child is non-verbal. Most of us do this mistake as parent. If a child is non-verbal, we also become non-verbal with the child. from the day zero, whether the child is on spectrum or not, from the day zero, start talking with your child. Start communicating through gestures and through verbal cues. So start talking, start taking his name, start telling him stories, start talking to the child because child is learning. So vocabulary is being stored, though child is not able to express or speak, but reception is happening. So the communication has three stages. One is reception, receptive. Another is processing. Third is expression. Whatever I hear, I receive. That is receptive. Then I process that information. I understand what is being told. And then I express. That is expressive communication. So we need to create opportunities so that though child is not expressive at this stage, no problems, but child is at least receiving more and more information that is being stored in neural communication. So child can retrieve this from the memory. When the child becomes verbal, child will not have to struggle with vocabulary. Child will already have the vocabulary to connect. So the expressive language will come faster. Then social interaction skills. These are also very, very important for child's learning. So these include activities like peekaboo, turn-taking games, bubble play, singing and rhymes, matching emotions with expressions, joint attention activities like showing a toy, waiting for child to look at the toy, then responding with the excitement. So the goal of social interaction skill is to make interaction enjoyable, not forced. So one is that you are taking the name of the child and asking him to look at me, look at me, look at me. That is posed. Another is you are playing peekaboo. So that child is looking at you. Automatically eye contact is being developed, but with the plain, with the enjoyable. Then comes behavior management. We also need to work on children on behavior. Young children with autism may show behaviors like crying, hitting, biting, running, and throwing. And at early age, we feel it is okay. If child is hitting me because he's very small, his hands are very small, and sometimes we encourage it. If child is hitting us, we enjoy it and we encourage it. We consider this as a activity. But behaviors which are socially not acceptable should be condemned from the first attempt itself. Very first time when child tries to use that as communication. Because remember, every behavior is communication. With behavior, child is trying to communicate something to you. Child is pulling your hand and telling you, go away. There are many children who do this. When you are trying to feed them, they take the spoon and throw your hand. They just say, go away, throw it. They hit you. And then you stop feeding them. So what happens in this activity? First child was just taking his mouth towards another side to avoid feeding, but you didn't understand the communication that child does not want to eat. Then you forced by giving a spoon or holding his chin, and that time child hit you. And when the child hit you, you stop feeding him. Child learns, child does not understand that I'm doing a socially unacceptable behavior or a bad behavior or behavior which is not considered to be a good behavior, but child understand this as a communication. So whenever I want to say no to something, I have to hit. That pattern is being registered. So once this pattern is registered, child will start hitting more often. Whenever child wants to say no in all situations, child will use the same behavior, because for child it is communication. So we need to work on behavior management at very early age itself. We focus on understanding the reason behind behavior. That could be hunger, sensory need, frustration, communication, whatever, what child is trying to communicate to you by behavior. Give them a predictable routine, set clear roles and visual schedules. Reward good behavior, reinforce good behavior immediately. Teaching alternatives like hands down, use words, wait is also very important. Instead of hitting, you can say no, or you can just raise your hand. So gesture communication also can be taught to the child. Then comes sensory regulation. Many early behaviors are sensory driven because at this stage, child learns a lot through their sensory and child wants to do regulation of sensory. So you can support using deep pressure, movement activities, sensory boxes, calming inputs, all of it. Usually it is being practiced by the occupational therapist, but as a parent, you can also learn the sensory regulation because it is very, very important at early age, 0 to 5 years. A regulated child learns better. A child whose sensory needs are being fulfilled, who is, there was a research which I was reading, it says all 96% children in autism have sensory concerns, sensory processing disorders or sensory concerns. So 96% means almost all children in autism have sensory processing issues. So we need to help them to regularize their sensory needs. Then daily living skills, ADLs. As early as possible, we should start teaching them ADLs. Earlier, we used to think ADLs is like, okay, first let speech therapy and occupational therapy go on. Once the child is more regulated, child is learning, then we begin with academics. And then when the child is 6, 7, 8 years, we used to go for ADLs. But now when we started practicing ADLs at early age, say at the age of 2, 3, 2.5, we have seen wonderful results. So ADL should also be practiced, trained. Children should be trained on ADLs as early as possible. So ADLs should be age appropriate. Can start with eating routine, drinking from cup, eating from the spoon and fork, toilet training readiness, dressing and undressing themselves, brushing teeth, hand washing. The basic ADLs you can start. And in ADLs, remember, task analysis is very important. So break task into small steps and celebrate every success. So if you want the child to brush the teeth, do not try to teach everything at once. First, teach him to hold the brush. Make him comfortable with brush as an instrument. Let him hold it, experience it, touch it, feel it. Then teach him how to press the tube, the paste tube, and how to take the paste out. Then teach him to apply that paste on the toothbrush. So like that, you have to, like brushing teeth can have at least 10 steps. So you need to teach each step separately, one by one. You may teach it in a forward chaining or backward chaining, whatever way comfortable. Forward chaining and backward chaining is that you can teach him step by step, 1 to 10, or from 10 to 1, or any easier steps first. So, okay, child is finding it difficult to hold the brush, you can hold it for him. But child enjoys applying the tube, applying the paste on the brush. So you allow him to learn that first. So out of 10, when child learns 2, 3, 4 things randomly, it becomes enjoyable activity for him. So ADL should again not be forced. We need to make all ADLs as enjoyable activities for child. We should not force, no, you have to eat with spoon. Don't use your fingers. No. We need to make it more fun to eat with spoon. If you want him to learn or her to learn to eat with spoon, we need to make it more fun for them. And then comes play skills. Play skills, play is the child's language of learning. As behavior is the child's communication, play is language of learning. So we need to work on functional play, that is rolling bar, skating blocks, etc. Pretend play, feeding dolls, cooking set, all those. Your doctor said sensory play and outdoor play. Sensory play, where they are getting sensory inputs, and outdoor play, exposure to the environment. So play develops imagination, problem solving, and communication. So focus on play skills is also equally important. So now we need to remember, I'm taking you back to this slide, 5 core areas to support your children in 0 to 5 years. Not just one area, sorry, 6 core areas. 6 core areas: communication, social interaction skills, behavior management, sensory regulation, ADLs, and play skills. You need to make a routine. You need to include each part into the child's routine. What parents can do at home. So just 30 to 60 minutes a day can bring some significant change. Not necessarily it has to be structured, not necessarily it has to be 30 minutes at a stretch or 60 minutes at a stretch. Oh, we both parents are working, we don't have that much of time. You can include all of these activities, whatever I have told you, all of these core areas in the daily routines. 5 minutes gap, short breaks, and you can do it. So talk slowly, clearly, and repeat important words. When you are talking to children 0 to 5 years, you need to be slow, clear, and repeat important words. Follow child's lead, join their. Most of the time, we make this mistake as parent. If a child is playing, or we have bought a new toy for him, or we have bought a new activity box for him, he is playing, and we start correcting the child. Instead of correction at this stage, let us join them. Let us join and play the way they are playing. Once they find, okay, we both are at the same stage, we are imitating them, then slowly we change our strategy of playing. Child automatically imitates. So you need to connect with the child first, join their play in the way they are playing, start playing the same way, and then slowly raise yourself, slowly change, alter your play style. Child will automatically follow instead of instruction-based learning. So model behavior instead of forcing. The same thing which I've explained you in the playtime or behavior also, you can use the same. Use visual prompts, picture, objects, gestures as much as possible. Use short 1 or 2 word phrases. Give choices like water. You want water in a cup or in a mug or in a glass tumbler. You want to have cold water or warm water. Likewise, you can give choices. Reward desired behavior immediately. If you see a behavior which is desired behavior, child is doing, immediately appreciate, reward, reinforce. Reward does not always mean chocolate or chips. It can be verbal phrase also. It can be verbal appreciation also. It can be a small tap on back. Very good. That can also be. So you need to choose reward wisely. Avoid long lectures or sport. At this stage, 0 to 5 years, talk to children in shorter sentences, give shorter inputs instead of long lectures. Or scolding has no meaning for them. They just understand the tone. If you are shouting, they understand your tone, but they don't understand the meaning of your words. Create routines for eating, sleeping, and therapy. So by making these alterations, you can definitely see much improvement in the children. Therapies is the another part which has to go on. This is not alternative to therapy, but this is how we as parents can support our children. Let's celebrate progress, no matter how small it is. Smallest achievement should be celebrated. So role of therapies at 0 to 5 years, what all therapies should be used or what all therapies are usually required. So speech therapy, communication, understanding, expression. Occupational therapy works on sensory needs, fine motors, gross motors, daily life skills. Early intervention or special education is for pre-academics, attention, play. Behavior therapy, usually ABA-based behavior therapies, work on routines, behaviors, communication. Diet and nutrition therapy, often ignored. Children with autism have display a lot of diet and nutrition concerns like picky eating, gut issues, constipation, gastro complaints, but often left unattended. So a clear diet and nutrition assessment by a registered dietitian who is trained on autism should be done, should be worked on the diet and nutrition intake. At times we make mistakes by hearing from here and there, not from the experts. We stop sugar. We say child is hyperactive, immediately cut down on sugar. We say a child has constipation, stop dairy products, milk, curd, buttermilk. ghee, all those things we stop. Or we go for GFCF diet, gluten-free, casein-free diet, no wheat, no rice, all those diets we start following. Without an assessment, please, my dear friends, do not do that. A proper diet and nutrition assessment is required. Not all children in autism need to be put on GFCF. Not all children in autism need to be stopped on dairy products or need to start with camel milk. Not all children in autism require specific diet plans. So even if they require, even if there are some gut leakage issues, we need to give them, say, dietary changes, and we need to give them GFCF diet. Suppose, then what other things we are giving them in their daily routine to compensate with what we are stopping? Suppose I'm stopping milk, then what I'm compensating with? That is very important. So our trained dietitian and nutritionist can help you with that, and that is also equally important. Good therapy is collaborative. Therapist, parent, and child together. So only parent working with child will may give results, but not lead us to the maximum potential of the child. Only therapist may also not lead us to the maximum potential. So it is parent, child, and therapist all together. All together need to work. When I say parent, it includes family members, caregivers, everyone. When I say therapist, it includes the therapist, clinical experts, as well as the doctors, pediatricians, development pediatricians, and the teachers. So including all special educators, including all of them. So there are now, let us see how does the child of 0 to 5 year learn? At 0 to 5 years, how children learn? So children between 0 to 5 years learn through multiple natural processes. These forms the foundation of brain development, communication, social skills, behavior, and early academics. Broadly, there are 20 types of learnings from 0 to 5 years. 20 types, natural learnings. Okay, I'm taking you to the next slide, which is going to be very, very important. I will share this in WhatsApp group. So please join the WhatsApp group. I'll share the link in chat box after this session. So these are the learning types and what it means. Children 0 to 5 years, they learn through sensory learning. In fact, 0 to 2 years, sensory learning is at the most. Later on, also sensory learning continues till 5 years. It continues beyond also. But 0 to 2 years, major of the learning is sensory learning. But 0 to 5 years, yes, sensory learning. Sensory learning is learning through senses and movement. This is very important slide. If you want, you can take a photograph of it because I want you to, as a parent, I want you to, whenever you are planning activity, whenever you are doing some evaluation of your own child, sit back or daily routine, sit back and consider the screen back and tick what all is present in my environment for my child. Am I giving opportunities for sensory learning? Am I giving opportunities for environmental learning? Is my child learning through experience or social learning, imitation learning? So sensory learning is learning through senses and movement. Environmental learning is learning from the surroundings, learning from people around, learning from the physical space and settings. Experience learning, learning by doing things. When we do something, we learn. We make mistake, we learn. We succeed, we learn. Then social learning, learning from people around us. So we copy, we learn through their facial expressions, we learn through imitation. All of this is social learning. Or a mother and father talking to each other, behaving with each other. Child of 0 to 5 years learn from them. If father makes a mistake and says sorry, the child learns to say sorry. If mother helps the father and father says thank you, child learns to say thank you. So they learn from the people around, social learning. Imitation learning is copying actions and speech. So they copy actions and speech of people around, that is imitation. Language learning. understanding and using communication. So learn from the language. Cognitive learning, thinking, memory, problem solving. Play-based learning, that is learning through play activities. When we play, playing is not just fun. Playing is a learning process. Motor learning, through our gross and fine motor development. Emotional learning, understanding and expressing emotions. We learn from emotions. Routine learning is through habits and behavior patterns. Whatever our behavior patterns, family behavior patterns, family habits, we learn from them. Visual learning by seeing. If in a family, if a husband is hitting or shouting or screaming at wife, child 0 to 5 years is listening to it, is watching it and seeing visual learning, and child will display the same at the elder age. Not at 0 to 5 years, but when the child grows up, when child becomes an adult, because he has learnt it and it has been registered in his mind, in his neural communication at very early stage, child may exhibit the same behavior. So they learn from visual. Auditory learning by hearing, learning by rhymes, learning by songs, learning by music. So auditory learning, or learning from whatever I'm listening. Then cause effect learning, understanding action and the outcome. Younger child, 2 years, 1 year, is fearless, is not scared of hot and cold. But very first time, when he goes and touches a cup of milk or cup of tea, cup of coffee, which is hot, then experience cause effect learning. He touches, he feels hot, and he takes his hand off, he burns himself, not necessarily to the extent of burning, but he feels burning sensation, then he understands it is hot. And he learns. That is called cause effect learning. So children learn a lot through cause effect tests also. Exploration learning, curiosity driven. I explore. You see, children do a lot of mouthing, lot of, whatever they see something new, they try to touch it, hold it, uh, put it in mouth, feel it, press it. That is exploration. So they explore those things and they learn from it. Problem solving learning, finding solutions through trial and errors. A child who has learned crawling, child wants to stand and walk. Multiple times, child tries to stand up but falls down. Tries to stand up but falls down. But one time, child finds a solution by holding the corner of a sofa or the corner of the bed. Child holds that and stands. Very first time when child does it and gets succeeded, child learns from it. Problem solving. Problem was I was not able to make my balance. This sofa can support me as well. So this bed corner can support me for balance. They hold it and they learn. So problem solving learning. Attachment learn with parents, with siblings. They develop trust, bonding, feeling of being secured. That all comes from the attachment. Self-help learn. Early independence in ADLs. When child starts eating with spoon, very first time, second time, third time, child may not hold the spoon properly. But by helping themselves, they learn and they make alterations in their learning. Executive function learning through their attention, interpretation, or inhibition or planning, they learn. So you might have seen the children, they plan at early age itself, they plan. I want to eat like this. I want to keep this glass here. I want to keep this here. I want to do this. If you are giving food in a plate, say rice and some curry, they would say, no, not curry here. I want curry on top. Not on top. I want it on the side. It's all their executive functions. And then cultural learn. They learn values, rules, social norms, boundaries, what is acceptable, what is not acceptable through their own culture. So these are 20 types of learning children 0 to 5 years go through. It should be an eye opener for all of us. And we need to make sure we are giving best of the learning to our children. That includes all 20. So in the daily routine, as many as possible. Please create activities in your own daily routine. I can give you a list of activities if you want. Remind me in WhatsApp group during the week. I will create list of activities for all types of learning and give it to you. But we can choose the one as which are most suitable as per your child's age, as per your home culture, and as per ease of doing it. Sensory learning, 0 to 5 years, very, very important. So sensory learning means learning through senses and movement and interaction with the environment. From birth to 5 years, children build the foundation of brain development, language, behavior, and social skills through sensory experiences. There are 8 sensory processing systems. Usually, in general, we say five senses, but there are 8 processing systems scientifically. Which are those? Sight, hearing, touch. I'm not using the technical names because I know my audience are parents. So let's not go into visual, auditory, tactile. Let's go to sight, what I can see. Hearing, what I can hear. Touch, what I can touch. Taste, what I can taste. And smell, what I can smell. So we learn from all these 5. Plus, we have other 3 senses also. Balance and movement. When you move, what is holding you? What is keeping your balance straight? When you climb stairs or when you climb on a hill, automatically your body posture bends towards forward. So when you walk, your head movement, that all is controlled by a sense that is called vestibular. Balance and movement. Then we have another sense that's called body awareness. Awareness of body position, muscles, joint feedback, that is called proprioception. So body awareness is where I am right now, where in the space. You all know right now where you are sitting. You are sitting in which country, which city. Somebody is there from Nepal, somebody is there from Mauritius, someone is there from UAE. So you know right now, though you are in a session, but you know where I am. I am in India, I am in Mumbai. And where in Mumbai I am? I am in not part of Mumbai. Which location, which town, which city, which area, which sector I am in. Then I'm in my house or I'm in a shop. In my house, where I am? I'm in my study room, I'm in my living room, I'm in my bedroom or my kitchen right now. So this is by default, we all know this. That is proprioception. Sometimes in children with autism, there are some coordination issues in sensory processing system. And then comes interoception, internal body signals. Awareness of hunger, thirst, toilet needs, heartbeat, breathing, emotions, or pain somewhere in internal organ. I have pain in my stomach, or I have pain in my headache. How do I know that? That it is in headache or it is in stomach. That is interoception. Children in autism often have concerns with interoception sense. So these are 8 sensory processing systems which need to integrate with each other on a daily basis for our daily routine tasks and learnings. Wherever there are some challenges, that is called sensory processing disorders or difficulties. Occupation therapists are the one to work on it, but parents can definitely support children in sensory processing. So we learn from all these senses. That's called sensorial learning. 0 to 5 years, sensorial learning is at peak. 0 to 2 years, top highest. So 0 to 2 years, sensory motor exploration. At this stage, the child learning is completely sensory based. 0 to 2. How they learn is they learn through seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, tasting. That's why they put everything in mouth. Whatever the new thing, they don't know whether it is eatable or not, edible or not. This is put it in the mouth because they explore the products with their touch, with mouthing, grasping, shaking, banging objects. So they get it why they don't understand what it is. They try to break it, to open it, explore. Crawling, rolling, standing, walking. balancing. Cause effect actions. They try to stand, they fall down, then they try another strategy. It's all learning, cause effects. And senses. As I've given you the example of hot cup. They try to touch the hot, they go near the fire, feel it is hot, then they run away. And then they understand it is harmful. They start fearing from fire. Watching faces and expressions through eyes, through see, through sensory, they are watching. So what it builds is, it builds brain wiring, curiosity, eye and hand coordination, object permanence, and early language foundations in 0 to 2 years. Then age 2 to 3 years. Why am I discussing all this is you need to give more and more opportunities in the environment to the child to learn from sensory. So 2 to 3 years children, sensory play experience. So this is when children start using senses to explore, communicate, and imitate. They learn through sensory play with sand, water, clay, texture. Nowadays, we are so concerned. We don't want our children to play with sand. We don't want our children to play with water. We don't want our children to play with clay. Take them to the beaches nearby or water bodies. Let them explore. Let them play. In the brackets, safety. You need to take care of their safety, but let them explore. Let them walk barefoot. Climbing, jumping, running, physical activities, simple pretend play, naming objects and actions, understanding routines, observing and imitating parents. All this is through sensory play expansion. So what it builds is early problem solving, vocabulary growth, body awareness, social emotional understanding, independence in basic tasks. Then comes 3 to 5 years, sensory cognitive integration. At this stage, the integration with cognition starts with sensory. So sensory learning becomes more purposeful and supports higher skills. So they learn through structured play activities, pretend play, storytelling, fine motor activities like puzzles, beads, drawing, following instructions, social play with peers, movement-rich tasks like balance, coordination, etc. And it helps in building pre-academic readiness, attention, listening, emotional regulation, motor planning, self-care skills, creativity, and imagination. So this is how the sensory learning is helping. So we need to give more and more opportunities in the environment to our children, 0 to 5 years, to learn from the all 8 sensory system. So sensory learning is the foundation of all early childhood development. When we give children rich sensory experience, we help them grow emotionally, physically, socially, and cognitively. It is first pathway to communication, behavior learning, and independence. So sensory processing, what is the basics? Over or under reactivity. Some senses are overactivated or under. So sometimes if visually I'm more sensitive, I don't like the bright lights or flicking lights. If I'm auditory hypersensitive, then I don't like loud music or specific music, specific sounds, noise, like pressure cooker whistle, motorcycle sound, motor sound, or mixer grinder sound. They trouble me. So for this, there are some behaviors to regulate themselves children do. Those are called sensory seeking behavior. So when a child is undersensitive, when a child is in the stage of hypo, not hyper, hyposensitive, then child seeks that in. Child loves that in. So sensory seeking behaviors. Some children who have tactile sensory issues, they like to go and touch different textures. They want to keep holding some cloth or some paper or some pen. They want to keep playing with it because they have hyposensitivity in tactile. So for these children who have sensory processing concerns, we create sensory diets, a routine where we are giving them exploration of all these sensory support systems. That's called sensory diet plan. An occupational therapist is the better one to guide you. So if you see your child is sensory seeking behavior, child has sensory seeking behaviors, you need to consult an occupational therapist and work on the sensory diet of the child and create sensory friendly environment for the child. Then comes motor development at this stage, 0 to 5. At motor development, we see delays in coordination. We need OT and PT, occupational therapist and physiotherapist, to support us. And through play-based motor activities, we can support the child. So motor as in muscle movement. So fine motors and gross motors, smaller motors, those are called fine motors. Bigger movements, there's a called gross motors. So for doing any physical activity, we need coordination of these motors. If I want to write, if I want to pick a glass of water, or if I want to walk, I need coordination of my motors. So if there is concern in children with autism, many a times we see concerns related to motor development. So we need to consult the occupational therapist, physiotherapist, and they can support us. Physical therapists, basically. Behavior management, yes, I have already told you, behavior is communication. We have discussed in the last session also. So we need to identify the triggers of behavior, reinforce positive behaviors, and avoid power struggle. We don't have to dominate, we don't have to correct behavior by shouting on the children or by physically giving them punishment. Rather, we need to understand the communication behind the behavior and work on the root cause. Understanding meltdowns. Sometimes we call it tantrums also. So those are meltdowns basically. Children get into stages of meltdown. So due to overload of sensory or emotional input, children may go in meltdown. So we need to provide them calm space and use co-regulation activities with them. Need to create a routine and structure for children, 0 to 5 years. It reduces their anxiety, give them visual schedule. Visual schedule is picture cards, visuals, what is going to happen next, or what first and what then. So I'm going to the school now. After school, I'm going to come back home. Then I'm going to have my lunch, and then I'm going to sleep for some time. Then I'm going to play. So if I give 5 pictures to the child, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and show it first this, second this, third this, it's called visual schedule. So we need to promote that visual schedule and predictable transitions. So child should know what is going to happen next. Child should be prepared for it. Child should be given time to transit. Sometimes we want them to switch like robot. Okay, activity time is over, 4 o'clock, come. We need to start studying. No. Before 4, if your activity time is till 4 o'clock, at 3:50, give them a reminder. 3:55, give them a reminder. Complete the activity by 3:55, give them 5 minutes transition time. Let them have their own play or whatever they want, 5 minutes, and then take them for the next activity. They are children, human beings. They are not robots. Feeding and nutrition challenges, we have already discussed. Picky eatings due to sensory sensitivities also. At times they have jaw locks. So jaw movement is not proper, motor movements in the jaw. And because of jaw motor movements, they're not able to chew food. So they avoid food that needs to be chewed. Or sometimes they have swallowing disorder, not able to swallow properly. So they usually like soggy textures or liquids. Sometimes children have picky eating because of other sensitivities, the tactile sensitivities in the mouth. So I don't like anything that is soggy. It's like porridge or anything that is semi-solid. I don't like to keep that in my mouth because I have tactile concerns in my Oreo motor, Oreo thing. So what happens is these children, they become picky eaters. So we need to work on the core concerns and reasons to in order to reach to a solution of picky eating rather than force feeding the child. And sometimes children do not want to explore new products, new taste. So they just want to be rigid to what they have been eating in their routine. They don't want to explore new fruit or new, vegetable. So gradual food exposure will help them to have the taste buds. You all might have also experienced this. Sometimes something new, when we taste it for the first time, we don't like it. But gradually, when we taste it 2, 3 times, 4 times, we develop the taste. We adapt. So gradual food exposure should be given to the children and proper diet planning. Again, I am emphasizing on consultation with a dietitian and nutritionist who is trained on autism. Remember, somebody who is registered and trained on autism. That is very important. Sleep management. So common difficulties children face in sleeping. We need to create bedtime routine for them and reduce the screen time. Most of the time we have seen before bedtime, we give 15 minutes of screen to our child. Okay, no problem. You play with 15 minutes on mobile or on this 10, and then you go to sleep. But this 15 minutes activates his brain neurons for next 2 hours. And then child is not able to sleep, even if you take off the screen. So screen time should be reduced. In 0 to 5 years, I say screen time should be 0. Difficult, I know, but it should be 0. However, if you have to give, not at the bedtime. 2 hours before the bedtime, screen should be taken off. Again, at 0 to 5 years, we have this major challenge, toilet training. And parents find very easy solution, diapers. 0 to 5 years, child is very young. So doesn't make much of difference. We just put diapers and send them to the activities or to the therapy or to the preschool. Or even at home, we just put diapers on them because that is the easiest solution. But in long term, that becomes the biggest challenge. If a child learns and becomes habitual of diapers, then it becomes very difficult to take that off. So avoid diapers as much as possible and start toilet training with the child. Give him or her visual sequencing, reinforce, make toileting a fun activity than a painful experience. Do not force. So toilet training separately for some other day, we will have a detailed topic, or in the WhatsApp group, I have the documents how to do toilet training. I can share that. Please, any one of you can remind me all those points, which all things I'm saying that I'll be sharing. So I'll share it during the week. Social skill development. So we need to develop play skills, turn taking, using peers as models, other children, and help them to learn from their social settings. Cognition development in autism. In autism, for cognition, each child has different uneven skill profiles. They have different patterns of cognition. So we need to focus on their strength-based learning. Whatever child is good at, pick from there. Do not try to teach what child is not good at. Pick from what child is good at, win the confidence of child, let him start with strength, and then work on the challenges one by one in shorter tasks. And use visual learning that supports autism. Yeah, Kunal, you have written. Please share the sequence of toilet training in WhatsApp. Yes, I will share, but don't write here. Please remind WhatsApp group. Okay. Once you put it in WhatsApp group, I'll share it there during the week. Okay. And some other day we can take, not during this series, but some other day we can have a special webinar exclusively for toilet training because that's a vast subject. I need to speak at least for 2 hours of it, one and a half. Then academic readiness, we need to start looking at 3.5, 4 of age, 4 years of age, that child is learning, getting ready for the academics. So we need to create individualized education plans, skill-based teaching, basics of pre-literacy skills we need to teach. Then school inclusion. So by the age of 5, by the age of 4, nowadays, in fact, at 3.5, we start looking for a school for our child. Many parents come to me with a question, inclusive school versus special school, or a bigger school, brand school versus smaller school. My answer to this query is, it does not make a difference your child at between 0 to 5 years. Your child goes to a big brand school or goes to a normal school, which is a roadside school, has only 20 children, or your child goes to an inclusive setup or a special setup. What you need to look for is You need to, and infrastructure wise also. You don't have to look for big, high fancy infrastructure 0 to 5 years. What you need to look for is again the same screen, 20 types of learning, and scrutinize the school on basis of this. Understand their curriculum, understand their daily routine, understand the facilities, and connect with it. Whether my child will get maximum of these 20. Whichever school is able to give maximum learning types to your child. No matter if it is a single person, single teacher running a school in home with 5 children. But if he is able to fulfill out of 20, 15, 18, 17, go for that. At this stage, for children with autism, school should be considered where they get the maximum exposure, maximum learning times. Then shadow teachers are there to support. So shadow teacher is a concept where we hire a person who is trained on handling behavior, who is trained on managing as a bridge between the parent and the school, and goes to the school with the child, sits in the classroom, supports the child in academics, whatever teacher is teaching, teaches the child in a simpler form. That's a portion of shadow teacher. So we can take support of shadow teacher only if required. And parent school collaboration is very important. Whichever school you're going, you need to take daily feedbacks and collaborate with the school and understand what are the challenges my child is facing. At this stage, when we start with academics, individualized education plans are very important. So plan individualized things, not as per the entire setting, but as per your own child. Strength and challenges analysis, and as per your own child, set the annual goals and break them into smallest tasks and teach the child. Skill-based planning linked to individual strength and monitor the progress. Emotional regulation. So we need to teach emotional regulation to our children. They need to start recognizing emotions. We need to give them zones to regulate themselves, calming zones in the house, a small corner of your house, which maybe 20 square feet, 30 square feet, not the big one. If you can afford, if you have a bigger house, the entire room can be converted into it. Otherwise, a small calming corner where child can just go. You just have some mattresses there. On walls, you have some foam sheets. So if a child gets into a behavior, also child is hitting there, but it does not affect him. I have some mattresses and pillows, soft toys, teddy bears kind of thing. And some of the toys which child really enjoys. Make sure there's no furniture in that corner. Make sure there is no electric switches or harmful material in that corner. Whenever child is in some emotions, let the child go there, play, settle down, calm down, and come back. And start teaching body-mind practices. That helps a lot in emotional regulation. So body-mind practices is what? Breathing exercises, model for the child, let them breathe, or some yoga postures. Small. I mean, a child of 3 years, 4 years can do it very flexibly. So teach them those body awareness, and body mind practices. Work on your relationship with child. Your relationship should not be of a dictator. Your relationship should be into co-regulation, that you connect with the child. You understand each other's emotions. You need to be responsive parent. So you need to respond to each action of your child. You need to understand your communication by behavior, child's behavior. So you need to be very responsive. You need to appreciate your child. You need to reinforce your child and support your child. And playing with children, playing with your own child can definitely develop in bonding. Then sibling support. We are about to end the slides. I know the time is already 9, but another 5 minutes. So the sibling support, educate at age level, prevent resentment, and family inclusion activities. At times, if there is another child in the house, the sibling, or even if there is a cousin in a traditional family setup, which when they are living under the same roof, the siblings or cousins don't understand the children with autism and they tend to ignore them. They do not play with them because of the difficulties this child has. Now, when this child is not able to connect with them in their own style, So they are also children. So they tend to avoid. So you need to create a better connection. You need to educate the siblings also and try to have inclusion activities where family members are being. At times I've seen situations, I'm speaking out of my experience. I've seen situations where in a family of 7, a joint family, only mother was responsible for the child, only mother was taking care of all activities with the child. Rest 6 members, including the father, were not bothered about the existence of the child. And irrespective of all efforts at clinic, at home, we were not seeing much development because child was being ignored. Child was almost non-existent. And this is not a situation of one child. This is a situation of hundreds of children with autism. For other family members, they don't exist even. They don't want to even acknowledge them. So we need to create family inclusion activities, include siblings, educate them, and create a better support system. ADL trainings are very important. I've already told you activities of daily living. Chaining method also I've told you. Chaining is like you do the task analysis, break the task into multiple smaller tasks, like brushing the teeth. I've told you the example. Chaining is forward chaining that you go from 1 to 10. Change the step 1 first, then step 2nd, step 3rd, step 4th, then slowly take to 1 to 10. Don't try to teach all 10 in one day. Just let the child learn one, practice on that for a few days, then go for the second one, then the third one, then join them. So 1 and 2 together, 1, 2, and 3 together, 1, 2, and 3, 4 together. That is forward chaining. Backward chaining is that you take it from 10 to 1. So you teach the last step first and then take it, or you may pick up any of the tasks out of 10, like from one task by task analysis, 10 tasks you have made out of 10, you can pick up any one, which is easiest one first, so that the child has confidence and then slowly go for the difficult one. And
মাইনা
yeah.
তই কি পাকঘৰত যোৱা নাই? ফোনটো মোক দেচোন তোৰ। তই ফোনটো দি থৈ
Okay. So daily routines, create daily routines for the children. Safety training is also important at this age, 0 to 5, when the child is 3, 4, 5, they start understanding danger. So start teaching them about safety. Wandering prevention is very, very important because many children in autism, when they are into sensory overload, they just run out, they just go anywhere, they don't have fear, or then, they are not scared of danger. So they just go out of the house, or suddenly they move out of this classroom because there is sensory overload in the environment, they want to get rid of it. They don't know the, pro and cons of it. But then it becomes difficult for us to find them. So creating the boundaries that, okay, this is the main door of the house, you are not supposed to cross the main door. Keeping visual picture across there, red color cross, sticking a sticker and telling to the child, you are not supposed to cross this without the support of an adult with you. Only when mama is with you or papa is with you, you are supposed to go out. Teaching that is very important. Same likewise with the school. Need to have clear defined boundaries, visually defined boundaries that child is not supposed to. And then ID tools. Keep ID cards with the child all the time. So when they are going for therapy center or going for, even if you are sending them with a caretaker, you never know, things are very uncertain. They are going on the road. Child is holding the hand of caretaker and suddenly child takes away the hand and runs another side. By the time caretaker is trying to catch hold of the child goes into a mall. How would you find the child? So always have the ID cards, ID tools. Use technology, 0 to 5 years, very little of it, as low minimum as possible. So AAC, apps for learning, screen time, do not explore your child to any of this. Only gesture communication, visual cards you can start with. But other technology devices, I personally don't recommend at this age. Executive functioning, yes, planning and organization, task breakdown, visual supports, we can start using by the age of 4, by the age of 5. Medical care across ages, irrespective of the age, regular checkups, and addressing comorbidities. Because in autism, we have many comorbidities also. So we need to address the comorbidities and regular health checkups. Most of the time we see the immunity power in children with autism is a little low because of less being exposed to the different environments. So we need to regularly do a physical checkup, medical care. So autism is not caused by parenting. Children do not grow out, but improve in autism, and autism is not a disease. Honesty is the strength in autism. Children with autism are very honest on the face. Detailed orientation. They usually have, they want to know everything in detail. So they have the detailed orientation. They want to go into the research of everything. They have strong memory. Sometimes they might not express immediately, but they can connect with their memory. They have strong memory. And many of them have unique talents. We need to just look for them and support them in their unique talents so that they can excel better. Parental mental health is also equally important. It's not only the child. If your cup is half or your cup is empty, what will you give to me? So your cup needs to be full to share half with me. So you need to be stress free. So you need to have me time, manage your own stress, work on self-care routines, and create a supportive network for you. Build a support system, extended family, friends, neighbors, therapists, community groups can be your support system. You need to work on that. Advocacy for your child. Do not hide that my child has autism. I have seen many parents who come to us, and sometimes when we click photographs of an activity, or say when I was in clinical practice, we used to have Autism Day celebration, Autism Awareness Day, or some other functions. So, and then when we click the photos, they used to say, no, please don't put these photos on social media. I don't want anybody to know that my child is coming to a therapy center. Parents, grow out of it. Autism is as common as you and I. Accept it. Speak up for it. Create awareness. Instead of hiding it, you need to raise awareness. Then only you can create a support system for your child. And documentation. Start writing a daily diary for your child. Start writing his behavior patterns. Create a diary, which can become a very important, instrument. Take a diary today itself. First 15 pages, leave blank. From 16th page, start writing daily routine, daily things. Whatever thoughts are there about your child, what your child has done today, something new he has learned, all of it, just scribble it down. But first 15 pages are for what? They are for to note down what are the concerns my child has, physical concerns, if there is any medical, allergies, food allergies, any medicine allergy, which is the doctor's number, which is the therapist number, which is the teacher, special educator number, which school my child goes to, the contact numbers of those school, who is the caretaker, contact number of that. All of this should be there in your diary on first. So, God forbid, suddenly, if there is something you are not there, some emergency comes, or suddenly you fall sick and you are hospitalized, the alternative person, like your husband or your family members, should be able to handle your child immediately with the help of this diary. So it is very important document, important instrument for the parents. Parents should be ready with that instrument. About the food choices, what my child likes to eat, what my child does not like to eat, how to calm down my child when child is in behavior, how to calm him down, what activities he likes to play. So if suddenly if there is a new person who has to take care of your child for 2 days, 3 days, 1 week, the person can just go through the diary and have an idea what to do with the child instead of being blank, and handling children becomes very difficult for them. So what truly helps children with autism? We will end with this slide. Love and patience, consistency, and strength-based approach. So you need to catch hold of the strength of your child and work. Autism is a journey. With the right support, every child thrives. So need not to worry. We all are here to create a support system, be a part of this mission with JKP Care Foundation, and let's bring better future for our children. So for parents, for children, and for hope. That's all for end of the presentation for today. I'm open for the questions and answers. I'll be sharing this presentation in the WhatsApp chat group. Yeah. I think I have some messages. Okay. Anis Fatima says the lecture is very informative. Thank you. Thank you, Anis. Richa says, may I know more about tactile sensory seeking toddlers? Yes, yes, Richa. What you want to know more about? You can ask me. Unmute yourself.
Hello,
Yes.
like my child will only like to eat soft and like to eat only grainy things and not semi-solid things. So, what all things can we do for tactile oral problems?
Slowly expose them to the new textures. So
Okay,
build the sensitivity to over the time. So
okay.
from the green, take it to soggy structure, change the
Mhm.
structure of the green a little slow, little soggy, and then give to the child instead of 100%.
Okay, sir.
Okay. If you are giving, say, give me one food item that your child likes to eat.
He likes to eat always chapati. Uh,
Okay.
like we have to give him dry chapati only. If
Mhm.
anything vegetable or dal or anything we give, so he will refuse it. He will only have it with have it like that only, dry chapati, like
Hmm.
small we give.
Hmm.
So
So,
and I have heard that we should avoid wheat. We are used to of having wheat chapatis at home. So is it like that because he has scored? He is 2.5 year old and he has scored 70 in ISAA,
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
parameter. So
Mhm.
he is into mild ASD. So
Mhm.
nobody has told about wheat, avoidance of wheat, but still in my therapy center they have said कि you should avoid wheat and sugar zero. So as of now he has been taking milk and chapati daily night with little bit of sugar. So now how it is very difficult to wean that habit because he has a habit of we don't
Okay.
grind it. We don't grind anything.
No problem. What is the role of sugar in our life? Whenever we go for a celebration, we go with sugar.
Okay.
Go anywhere in the world. Which part you are from, Richa? Where are you from?
I'm currently in Tamil Nadu,
You are
Tuticorin.
in Tamil. So when you are in Tamil Nadu, when you celebrate Pongal, what you make? You make a sweet dish called Pongal. That
Yeah,
is
right.
sweet, right?
Yes.
So when we are in Maharashtra, when we celebrate some festival here, we have other sweets. We like for Ganpati, we have those modaks. That is sweet.
Yes.
When
Right.
we are in eastern part of India, we go for some functions, festivals. We go with sandesh or
Yeah,
rasgullas.
right.
So or
Right.
you go to any country in the world, any location. So
Mhm.
sweets means celebration. Why it is so? Because sugar directly releases the glucose in your body, goes into the blood, and it makes your arousal level high.
Okay.
Why it is being told to avoid sugar is if child is very hyperactive, arousal levels are very high already, so you need to avoid the sugar products so that the arousal level remains balanced.
Okay.
But if child is not hyperactive, then why to avoid sugar?
He is not hyperactive till now. He
Then
was
why?
very.
Then why do you need to avoid sugar? Just because it is working with one child who was hyperactive, it should not
Mhm.
be given to all children. I'm depriving my child from being aroused. If I'm not giving sugar, then
Mhm.
I'm depriving my child to feel that happy hormone, dopamine. I'm depriving my
Yeah.
child to, so we need to give balanced sugar. Same goes
Okay.
with the wheat. If my child does not have gut leakage issues, if my child does not have constipation, regular
No
constipation,
problem. He had said like
able
that.
to digest wheat properly, then why
Hmm.
not wheat? Wheat is
Right.
my wheat is our staple food at home, or rice is staple
Mhm.
food. Then why should we avoid it? If child is facing problems of constipation or
Hmm.
diarrhea, or child is not able to digest wheat, then we should avoid it.
Okay.
So what we need to
Yes.
follow is, as per the dietitian, we need to follow. So on JKP's panel, we have a very senior dietitian, Dr. Sushila Sarangar. She is 44 years experienced from
Okay.
Hinduja, Nanavati, Wokhad, all the topmost hospitals of Mumbai. 44
Mhm.
years of experience. So she is around 70s now. And she has been working on children with autism for last 14, 15 years now, exclusively for autism.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want, you can book a consultation with her, have a detailed discussion on diet. She will create a diet plan. And since we are an NGO, so it is on a very reduced price. It is like very miss price. So you can connect with
Okay.
the coordinator. They will help you to book a consultation. And she'll give you a diet plan and proper guidance on it. But
Thank you so
please do
much.
not deprive your child from eating normal food until unless child has some diet related concerns. Okay. Now
Okay, thank you so much.
coming to your question, how we can migrate? Like, okay, immediate solution I can. Later on, you can make a diet plan and the dietitian will guide you. That is not my expertise area. But the immediate solution, what I can give you is, child is eating chapati. Child loves to eat chapati, but child is not eating vegetables and child is not eating dals and other other pulses, right? What you need to do is make a stock of vegetable and pulses. Water, you need to boil them. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
Stock.
yes, yes.
Yeah. So make a stock and knead your dough of wheat in that stock
Okay.
and make a
Great
chapati. And give
idea.
them. So at least your child is not being deprived of the nutrients which he is supposed to get from because only chapati is not the food. For overall development, we
Right.
need to give balanced food. So in
Right.
balanced food, whatever is there in your diet, whatever is there in your platter, include all of it, make a stock of it, knead a dough, and give the chapati of that dough to your child. Child will still eat that chapati, and you are fulfilling the nutrients. That is a short-term solution, not a long-term. But at this stage, when child is 2.5, 3 years, it is very important for him to and gradually expose him to, maybe you can start with the jelly candy. Then there are candies which are in form of
Okay.
jelly.
Yes, yes, right.
So we have tried it with some children who were not liking the soggy textures. We gave them jelly candies because they are flavored and they are sugary. So children love eating candies. So we started with giving them small bite of jelly candy. Initially, they took it out of the mouth, but when they experienced the taste and flavor, they again put it in the mouth. Once they are exposed to it, daily one jelly candy, start with half, then one, then two. Don't go more than that. And then start giving them, you can take bottle guard, we call it dudi or loki, bottle guard, the vegetable. You understand? I don't know what you call it in Tamil.
Yes,
So,
I understand.
yeah. So take bottle guard, cut it into the pieces, big, thick pieces, boil it in sugar syrup, and give it like jelly candy. Once child is habitual of jelly candy, start giving bottle guard in that. Keep the sugar content as low as possible. Just flavor it and give it. So child will slowly develop the taste buds. Acceptance will come. So sensitivity will slowly go down as per the age, but you need to keep on trying these new ideas. And dietitian and
Okay.
nutritionist can guide you in detail much more on that.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, then Ambreen. Oh, I'm glad Ambreen you are here. Ambreen Jaina. Yes, so she has written Jabardast lecture full of energy and information. Okay, thank you. True, they also don't like to take children outside like parks, etc. Not all to hide it. Yes, our children with autism face a lot of concerns on their immunity because we don't expose them to the environment. We are worried about social stigma. We are worried about people looking at us, and we don't want to show our children to people. We want to hide the concerns. We need to accept it. By doing all this, what you are doing, you are not doing justice to your child. And the immunity level goes low at early age. When immunity level goes low, throughout the life, child suffers physically. Anish Fatima says, sir, can you suggest any AAC devices for non-verbal children? Anish, I don't recommend AAC device uses for children from 0 to 5 years. 0 to 5 years, it's better to give them PCS, Picture Exchange Communication System, visual cards, and gesture communication. Because with AAC, what we have seen is, even if there is scope of improvement in their verbal learning, but if they become dependent on AAC, they stop trying verbal communication at all. So it becomes challenging to make them verbal later. So 0 to 5, I will not recommend any AAC device. I would say start with gesture and PCS, but keep on working on speech and language. Okay, Namita Devi, thank you. Rekha ji, thank you. Arpan, sir, kindly share sensory playing for routine 0 to 2 years. Yes, Arpan, please, I hope you are part of the WhatsApp group. Please put this in, put a reminder in the WhatsApp group within the week, as and when I get time, I will share it for sure. Thank you from Africa. Okay, thank you. Ambreen, sir, please share link of WhatsApp where videos will share on 3. Okay, so videos are already uploaded on my YouTube channel. You can search, I'm writing the channel name. So it is @Aurora Georgian. You can search on YouTube. The videos are already there. And I will request the moderator, not moderator is not here. I would request the coordinator who has sent you email. So tomorrow I would request her to once again send the WhatsApp group link to all of you. So on the same email where you have received today's link or via WhatsApp. So WhatsApp group link will be shared. Or yes, you can connect with Monira. I'm giving her number. So you can just message her. She will add you to the WhatsApp. Give me one moment. I'll share the number. Yes, you can connect with Munira. I've shared the number in the chat box. Just text her on WhatsApp to add you in WhatsApp parent webinar WhatsApp group. She will add you there. And she can share the recording links also. You can request her. She can share the recorded links. Okay, any more questions? No, no questions. Then we can end for today. Dietitian number. Okay, yes.
Any questions? Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. I'm from Assam. I have some queries, sir. So can I
Yeah.
ask?
Sure, please go ahead.
Sir, my son is 6 years old and he is detected with mild ASD and ADHD. And I have some problem with him. Actually, he sometimes becomes very hyper, and when he becomes hyper, he bangs his head on wall. And he is very reluctant to write, very poor writing skills, sir. So can you suggest me?
See, for hyperactivity, we need to do a behavior analysis. See, by hitting behavior or harming himself, self-harming behavior, child is trying to communicate something to you. We need to understand how many times child is doing in the day. We need to have a structured pattern of ABC analysis. So you can connect with me separately. We will have a Zoom session where I will tell you, I'll give you some input, some forms which you need to fill up on ABC. And after doing this analysis, we will try to work on behavior modification. Okay.
Okay,
And
sir. Thank you, sir.
about writing issues, there might be some concerns related to the motor movements, gross motors and fine motors. We need to look into that. So, and occupation therapy is going on for the child?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Occupation therapy is going on.
Yeah.
From
So raise
last
this
3
concern
years,
to
we
the-
have been giving him therapies, occupation therapy, then ABA, then speech therapy. From last 3 years, therapies are going on, sir.
Okay. So do one thing. I'm sharing my contact number also. I've shared Dr. Sushila Sarang. This is Sushila Sarangar's number, senior dietitian. I'm
Okay,
sharing my
sir.
contact number. You can WhatsApp to me, and
Okay.
you can book an appointment with me, and we will do a detailed behavior analysis. I'll create a behavior modification plan for you, which can be worked on.
Okay,
Okay.
sir. Thank you, sir. So one more question I have. Sir, and sometimes he laughs unnecessarily. He keeps on laughing, he doesn't stop, sir.
Yeah. So that is regulation. Child is trying to regulate himself. So remember, no behavior is unnecessary. Behavior is communication. It is child is trying to express some needs, some wants, or trying to regularize himself. Okay. So by laughing, again, I need to understand by ABC when he is laughing, in which situations he is laughing, how long it is continuing, how he is settling down. Then only I can give you the possible reasons for it. But definitely there is a reason. We are not able to read it, we say it is unnecessary. But it is not unnecessary. Definitely there is a reason. Okay.
Okay.
Sometimes
Sir.
children try to connect back with some memory and laugh. You know, when you are sitting alone and you are thinking of some good moment and you suddenly become happy, that may be one of the things. Sometimes it is to cut down the sensory input. You know, we are getting from our senses. Now, today we have discussed about the senses. From our senses, we are taking input all the time. Right now, also when you are sitting in this session and discussing with me, but there is a lot of input from your background, from your some noise from your background auditory, or you are touching your table, or you're touching a pen, or some other your mobile phone, so tactile input, or you are smelling something, some good fragrance in your room, or some burning smell coming from your kitchen. So all that input is going in. So that input goes in, then sensory actually try to integrate itself and then process it. So when there is a lot of input in sensory system, which child wants to avoid taking more input, that time we do some behaviors which look like unnecessary behaviors. But to cut down on sensory input, I don't want any more sensory input, so I close my eyes. I don't want any more sensory input, I close my ears. I don't want any more sensory input, I start humming, I start singing, I start laughing. So what happens while laughing? While he is laughing, ha 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 ha, what happens is he is not taking any more input from auditory system because his own or processing is happening. So maybe he's trying to cut down on the sensory part, inputs, because processing is delayed. So we need to do a detailed evaluation. Then only I can give you the exact cause of it. Not right now. In very general, I cannot say.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Sir, thank you so much for your session, sir. It was very informative, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sir, I want to ask something. You can hear me?
Yes, Ambreen, please go ahead.
Sir, the number that you have shared is not working on my phone.
Sorry, the number? Which number you're talking?
They have shared on the chat.
Munira's number?
So it's not working. It's not working on my phone. Yeah.
No problem, Ambreen.
Ambreen,
you have my number. You can WhatsApp me. I'll share the link.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I use this
Very
WhatsApp.
very informative workshop, and it's full of information. Thanks a lot.
You have joined it for the first time today, Ambreen?
Yes, sir. Basically, I haven't able to join it because of my reason.
No problem. So
I want the sessions that you have done. So please, I want that video. Is it possible for you?
Yes, those videos are possible. You just WhatsApp me, I'll share that.
Okay, thank you.
Next week we will have school readiness and inclusion. So in this series,
Inshallah, I will begin.
Yeah, we have started from understanding autism, then brain and behavior connection, and then we are 0 to 5 years, then school readiness, 5 to 10 years. Slowly we will go for communication and language development for across ages, teenage issues.
Very nice workshop. Yeah, the titles are very nice and informative.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Okay. Yes. Any other questions? Anyone? Okay, time is up now, 9:30. If there are no more questions, we can end for today. Wish you all the best. And yes, Bobby, nice to see you.
Just wanted to say thank you, Dr. Alok. Very
Nice
informative. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you.
어색해 공 mạch cho hơi thằng đang ngồi.
Thank you, doctor. It was really informative and a lot of learning from you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.